The situation in LA and the leadership vacuum is becoming more and more apparent every day. So you have Gavin Newsom on camera when asked, hey, what about the fact that the fire hydrants didn't have any water in them? Says, oh, the local leaders, they're going to comment on that. The local leaders will respond to that. The local leaders were in Ghana, or we now find out the deputy mayor was on leave for allegedly calling in a fake bomb threat. So those are the local leaders, Jesse. Nowhere to be found. And you know what was happening at the fire department, where we know that the top three leaders in charge look more like a cabal of Smith attendees than tough, grizzled firemen ready to put out fires. I mean, I think everybody in the LAFD management is a lesbian who is bragging about her lesbianism and really, really proud of her short haircut and short stature and inability to rescue men from burning buildings.
Yeah, and not even hot lesbians either, which is super disappointing.
No, not the lipstick kind.
This is what happens under Democrat rule. And it's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. There are real consequences in places like California, which I actually love. I know it's fashionable to dump on California, but it's just so beautiful. And I have so many friends that I love it so much. It's paradise. And it breaks my heart what has happened to it. I don't enjoy watching beauty turn ugly. I don't enjoy watching it at all. But this is the consequence of voting Democrat. And legions of people in California, when they go out to cocktail parties, they get with friends. It's just what you do. Of course you vote Democrat. Yeah, we voted Democrat. We voted for this Democrat. We voted for that Democrat. And it's just kind of always taught or thought of as this throwaway line. Yes, we vote blue. Ha, 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 we're so Democrat. Well, if you do that for long enough, you will have these weapons-grade morons take positions of power up and up and up and up and up the chain, and soon the entire chain is hot, stinky garbage, and you have one of the great cities in the United States of America put to the torch, and no one seems to be able to stop it. These are consequences that are downstream of the behavior of voters. It's really the point I keep trying to make over and over and over again. The consequences of neglecting your elections, of just sitting it out. I'm not interested. I vote Democrat. Ha, ha, ha. Look how lib I am. Well, the consequences of that are you wake up one morning and Los Angeles looks like something out of a Mad Max film. That's what you get.
Yeah, totally. On the subject of the fire chief, it's getting worse by the minute. So you've got the fire chief who is, first line of her bio, touting her gayness and the fact that she's a woman. No one cares. And then you've got her second in command, who is named, so the first lady is Christina Crowley. She's the first LGBTQ fire chief, salary $439,000 plus. Then her second in command is Christina Kepner. This person, by the way, then the person who's, I think, third in command or high up is the first black. Okay, so second, let me just get it straight. Christina Crowley, first LGBTQ fire chief. Then under her is Christina Kepner, first lesbian assistant chief. Then under her is Christine Larson. They're all Christine or Christina. She's also a lesbian. Everyone's a lesbian. I don't know why. And she's also black, and she's in charge of equity within the FD. I don't know why. And she also makes more than the assistant chief. She makes almost $400,000, $399,000. So they're making $439,000, $265,000, $399,000. And what we get is Christina, lesbian. Why, Jesse? You tell me why.
Well, because the object of this is an assault, a never-ending, relentless assault on white men, white Christian men that has been institutionalized throughout the United States of America. And I don't know why it's controversial to talk about this at all. Corporate America, the education system, the government itself under Joe Biden has been very honest about this thing. You brought up the LA Fire Department. I'm sure you've played the videos on your show. I've been out of town, but I'm sure you've played them. I've seen them on social media of these people running ad campaigns, bragging about this is how many women we're going to hire. This is how many gays we're going to hire. When you do things like that, what you're announcing is We are taking a certain demographic and we're just simply cutting them out of the equation. And beyond the rampant lesbianism, where apparently to find the leadership of the LA Fire Department, they went to the local softball team. Apparently, they focused on hiring women as well as firefighters. Now, I am as pro-woman as anybody underneath the sun, but why are we focusing on women? This is a physical, brutal job that involves wearing a lot of weight, carrying a lot of weight, doing physical things. You see those dudes out there in LA hauling people out, hauling equipment out. It's a brutally physical job. So why in the world would you focus on the person who's physically weaker? Well, the only reason you would do that is you're a psychopathic cultural Marxist interested in burning everything down, and you really don't care if Los Angeles burns as long as you get to hire you and all your lesbian friends for $499,000 a year. It's pathetic. And there are consequences to it. I keep coming back to this. We like to point at this stuff and we laugh. Megyn, you laugh, I laugh. It's hysterical. Why do we need this? Why do we need that? We laugh, but downstream of that, people die. That's the thing. There are real, genuine consequences to setting aside merit and focusing on box checking and checking this, but she checked that box. We got enough gays. Have we got enough women? We laugh and we even call it woke. I've been guilty of that before. I actually have grown to hate that word because it presents like, oh, they're just so goofy. They're kind of woke. It's not that. It's freaking evil. It's discriminatory. It's evil, and people die because of it. It's like the NBA having a DEI program where they're prioritizing short people. We don't have enough short people. Without asking, why don't we have that many short people in the NBA, right? Why don't we have more women in the fire department? There's a really good reason. Most of them cannot pass the test unless you lower the standards. Strapping 60-pound of gear on your back and then climbing up a ladder and then going into a house. And on top of all that, rescuing a grown man takes a lot of strength that most women, 99%, do not have. Or it's like a police department having a DEI program that prioritizes people in wheelchairs. Like, there is a reason why it's not a good fit. It doesn't mean you're discriminatory against or can't stand or hate people in wheelchairs or short people. It means it's not a good fit for this particular job. And while women probably great, equal, if not better in some cases, than men at being an EMS, right? Can do all the life-saving procedures that happen in a hospital or once you get the body out of the house. 100%. Of course, let's be honest. Of course they can do that. But why do we have to pretend in the name of, equity, whatever, that women are equal to men when it comes to actually doing the job of a firefighter, whatever. All this is academic because we don't know whether it played any role. All we know is that the LAFD was very, very focused on DEI and hiring women and not so focused on the fire hydrants. But listen, I want to show you one thing. So the second woman, Christina Crowley, the first there's Kristen Crowley, the chief, then Christina Kepner, the first lesbian assistant chief. It's just ridiculous. And this video of hers going viral where she was asked about the job and these potential problems in rescuing people who are much larger than your average woman. I don't know about whether they're average, whether they're bigger than Christina Kepner. Watch.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Only about 5% of working firefighters are women. This is what they're calling attention to. By the way, correction, that was one of the other Christines. That was Christine Larson, the first Black Lesbian Equity Bureau chief. She was basically saying, Jesse, if somebody like you finds himself in a fire, F off, you're to blame.
Well, the religious zealots, as we talked about many times, Megyn, and religious zealots will kill people and let people die on behalf of their religion. People in America have a hard time understanding that the far left radical types like that are, how many people would have to die for them to come around to your side? All of them. All of them. They are serving a cause they view as higher than putting out fires or the fire department or Los Angeles. And if people have to die because of it, it's no sweat off their back. And in fact, they put themselves on video bragging about it. It's really quite something.
It's amazing. You got the one who's like, I'm a woman and I'm gay. You're hired. Then the assistant, I'm a woman and I'm gay. Well, you're hired. Then you got this third person coming in saying, I'm a woman and I'm gay and I'm black. And that person will probably be the next chief. For those of us holding our breath for the past several months, watching the politics of this nation, we can finally exhale a bit. Work can finally be done on the major issues this country's facing. One of the most significant being our national debt. The fact is, we're broke. And that debt that we have is a house of cards that cannot be quickly dismantled. So the strategy remains the same. You might want to diversify your savings. This is why I want you to know about Birch Gold. So many things are out of our control, out of our president's control for that matter. So it can be really important to have a safe haven for your savings. Birch Gold Group can help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold. And the best news is it does not cost you 1 cent out of pocket. Just text MK to 989898 to get your free info kit. Plus, right now, you will receive a free 1-ounce silver eagle coin for every $5,000 purchased. Protect your savings with Birch Gold. Text MK to 989898 and claim your eligibility for free silver today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.